welcome back to the stream. There we go. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, 2 days in a row, man. Because I had another little project that I really wanted to get done, so I figured, you know what? I'll just stream it tomorrow, and then I'll actually get it done. Because that's how it goes. So, this little thing, I love this thing. This is the open source scan converter. It was one of the first affordable and great, like lag free, like it has like one scan line of lag or something ridiculous. That allows you to upscale classics card, composite, VGA, some other things with adapters and other stuff, but yeah, basically just it takes your old console signal, it upscales it. You can add scan lines and stuff. Really cool. I am very happy that I bought this. This is a 1.5 revision, so this is an old one. This does not have audio pass-through, which I wish I bought that board when that was out, but it only does video. I have other stuff that I used to inject audio into this, and this has been receiving updates since it was released, like a lot of it. Like, this is a very good buy. So the OSSC Pro recently came out, and isn't there supposed to be an SD card in there? Where did that go? Was that just for firmware upgrades? I thought it was also to store data. Yeah, the SD card is not in there. I did travel with this, so it might have gone lost. It's fine. I'll get a new one. So the OSSC Pro recently came out, which has been long awaited. It has a lot of cool upgrades. I really want one. It does cost $350, and they're out of stock because I fully missed the announcement that they were being released. Somehow, even after like waiting for it for years. But in the meanwhile, like I said, the updates have never really stopped. So Dave, Marks, who makes this product, or who designs it, has made some of the upgrades for the Pro available for this one. But it requires a small hardware modification that will remove the functionality of the red LED. You know, big loss. But it'll bypass a whole bunch of hacks and just make it, I guess, more reliable. It's still in beta, the firmware. But yeah, I'm going to do that hardware modification. I do kind of want to look into getting this an audio board as well, but I would have to manufacture myself. This is an open source thing. You can fully build one of these, you know, if you have the skills and the patience to do it. You can fully do that. So I might build an audio board, but no, yeah, let's upgrade. I will probably end up getting a OSSC Pro in the near future and selling this one. It served me well, man. So let's see. What do we need? First of all, I'm gonna need... Oh, please don't knock my laptop off. There, so I can move myself out of the way. Let me know if the audio's fine, like if the levels are good. Be about in the acceptable zone as far as I can see. And this VOD will also be on YouTube again. I think that's just the thing I'm gonna do for now, and we'll see how that goes, you know. So apparently it really doesn't matter in what order you do it in. You can do the firmware upgrade first and then the mod, or backwards. You can also do the hardware upgrade and then use an old firmware on it. Fine. So that's very cool. So I'm not gonna upgrade firmware just yet. I'm just gonna open it up, do the mod, and then we'll do it later. So the hardware modification requires removing SMD resistor R35 and adding a wire between TVP 7002 pin 25 and the FPGA and pad of the removed resistor. Red LED won't work after modification, but equivalent indicator is now encoded into the green light. Alright. So there's not a lot more info than that to go on. There's 2 pictures. It's gonna be very fine soldering. That's gonna be really hard to capture on camera, but there's a lot of dust to this thing. Like, this case is kind of cool, but it is open. I could / should 3D print a better one for this, so I won't have any dust to deal with. Get it open. Never actually opened it up. Well, not that you really need to like see what's going on. Oh, that's interesting. So they have screws on both sides. How's that work? By the way, I haven't really tested the PlayStation controller to its limits yet, but it seems to charge fine, it seems to run fine. After however long I played yesterday still, which wasn't that long, you know, maybe 4 hours, it was still only like 1 tip down, which is great. So yeah, this is a 1.5 revision, which means it has the DVI. Newer ones, I believe, just have straight HDMI. And slightly newer ones have DVI, but they do inject audio. Like I said, you can upgrade this with an audio board. I missed the buy window on those. That would have been, that would have been ideal. Because now I have to manufacture one, But I still might end up doing that. It's not too much trouble. Like the SMD and stuff I can handle. I would have to get the board printed and stuff. So we'll see. And if anyone has any like additional boards from back in the day for sale, let me fucking know. We get rid of this dust without like wrecking shit. It's already getting me. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna 3D print a case for this as well. This makes a lot of sense. The new Pro ones actually come in a case, which, they're not cheap, so nice. That's included. I get why. The hardware is really powerful. Like, it's not cheap, but what it does, if you need it, if you need those functionalities, it does well, and be getting upgrades to its lifetime, so I think it's worth it. You also have the new retro thing, like the 4K one. But so that's kind of like the ultimate thing for upscaling to 4K. The price point though is holy shit, it's $750. I don't know how that translates to Europe, like with imports and stuff, but that's probably gonna be close to $1,000 over there, yeah, I'm not rich enough to afford that. I do really like people behind OSSC. I think the retro thing are also very nice, but Yes. A little bit cleaner. Let's get the bottom cover off without me wrecking the display. Because if I put it upside down, it will be resting on the display, and I do not like that. How about take a bit? Bottom cover. Or maybe I won't even reassemble it and see what I can do in the way of printing a case. Always a case though. Yeah, I could look into it. OSSC case. Buttons. What version is this for? Package text has been removed. SD card slot been adjusted. Style buttons. Some will just use the long screws that come with the OSSC. Print took 16 hours. I wonder how long it's going to take on my bamboo. It doesn't list, and I can't quite tell by the pictures. Oh, so for the buttons, it's nice. For the case that I'm looking at, it just has like these inserts that just press down on this button. That's cool. I like. From what I can tell, this does have DVI. Although this one is HDMI. Let's look in the files. Someone made a square version of it to prevent warping. I don't think will be a problem. Well, I wouldn't mind just like a square case. See if this one. Wait. VGA on this side. Seems to be, and on the other side, looks like the opening is big enough for a DVI connector and not HDMI. Yeah. I'm going to download this one.
It's Buster is in Buster.
Hey Buster. Welcome, man. How was your stream? How was the sample flips? Hey, fellas. What are you guys doing? Yeah, hardware stream. Second day in a row. Yesterday I upgraded my PS5 controller to have 66% more battery life because, you know, it couldn't handle my real gamer hours. And today I'm upgrading this thing, the OSSC, which is a thing you can use to upscale classic consoles like the PS1, the SNES, really just whatever that doesn't have digital. And yeah, there's a few mods that came out for it. There's new firmware, but it requires some modifications, so that's what we're doing today. By the way, I'm multi-streaming to YouTube, and all of those will be archived in VOD, so if you're curious about the PlayStation controller and stuff like that, probably make a comment for that one. Large quantities of concrete powder, huh? Yeah. I can see that causing some digestive complications. So yeah, anyway, I got sidetracked while doing this as well, so I'm gonna 3D print the case for this, because by default it comes with these things, which is not really a case. It does allow dust in. It's cool because you can see the hardware and that kind of stuff, but I like a real case. I have a 3D print. Just downloading some STLs and cracking them out with my printer in the meanwhile. I'll see if I can get like the print on the screen as well, so you can follow the progress. Yeah, should be able to do that. I think I'll do it in parts. What filament do I have loaded? You know what? I have this like metallic filament that I don't really care about. Hang on. Give me a sec. These are some failed prints from an older project, but I really do like this material, and I feel like for the OSSC, yeah, that could be really cool. It could be a cool material. Might get a spool of that. That's the same material I'm probably gonna print my light guns in a near future stream. Yeah, I'm all for feeding AI new training data, man. They can have it. So I wish I could screen share this. I could put my laptop down and kind of do that, but it's not really set up for that. But I'm just gonna load it into Bamboo Studio. I'm gonna load one of the sides. I'm gonna start printing, and then I can put it on screen. like the printer that I have, the P1S, has a really shit frame rate for just streaming, which is why last time I just used an actual cell phone to record. That would take too much time to set up, so I'll just put that down. It'll just be literally half a frame per second. But you'll see what's going on. Very cool. There's not like a lot going on. There's the FPGA, you know, which is a pretty powerful thing, and then there's the ITA, which I don't really know what that is. That's the thing we're gonna operate on. I don't know what's under the heatsink. That must be like it's probably like an ARM processor or something. That would make sense. I mean, honestly, there is quite a bit going on, huh? Upgrade version right now. Elements. What I'm gonna do is change the filament to I can kind of show you. I don't know how well that picks up, but there you go. Wait, crank the brightness. Yeah, that's about it. So this is the bottom layer. I don't think I need supports for this. I'm just gonna preview. Looks fine, no supports. Wait. What that's like an override. There's gotta be support for that. This little hole. These holes. These supports might just be off. Oh yeah. Turn them on. Okay, so now it does this little green thing. I don't know how well you can see that, but that should support it. Just being a little bit extra with it. See if I can do 3 supports using the full plate. See, like, I think that could be fine. Just one little 3 support. Yeah, you know what? How much filament is 30 grams? That's not a lot. This will take an hour. Wow. And then there's like the second part is some buttons. So the original printer took 16 hours for this. Holy shit. I've loved this printer so much, man. It is insanely fast. Alright, print. And then let me load up Bamboo Studio. See, so you guys can see as well. Thanks for following. Music makes me want to play Persona, which I'm gonna do later. I'm just have the Royal Combat to finish after years of playing this game on and off. It's been a ride. Eat that creepy. That was all the stuff. Yeah, a lot of this has been accrued over many a year. So both the Fluke that's open right now. This is from like the 90s. I've inherited this from my dad, and so did I for Dweller. By the way, this is an old 30-year-old tip. This is a new one. These are the exact same type. Yeah, I've seen some use. So, you know, that's kind of what I had to use for most of the time that I made electronic stuff. But then, like, one year, when I was having, like, I had a pretty good job as some disposable income. I bought the Sigland scope, I bought the power supply, and I bought the Wick. heat station. I'm very happy with all of these purchases because they've been so handy in improving my life. Oh, and for the soldering. All of this has made my life so much better when I'm working with this one. So those are like all of these are like price point wise like the best things you could buy for an upgrade. All right, I'm gonna put it on like. There you go. So that's 0.5 frames per second because the controller that they use in the P1S compared to the X1C is a lot cheaper, you know, to save a lot of costs. It just can't handle more frame rate. But it will show you the printing process. When they have a setup like this, yeah, man. Like all of this, you know, all of this hardware, like total, it isn't like that big of an investment. Like if you need advice on what to get, like I can tell you the exact model. So this is the 1104 XE. You can unlock this for free. I know gray area, but you can just unlock it and it'll be a lot more powerful for stuff that you probably will never need. This is the SPD3303C. Very good power supply. I'm very happy with this. This is the Quick 861DW. Very good workstation. You know, other than that, it was just like, you know, a space thing. I don't have a lot of space in this apartment, so my desk's over there, my couch is like back there. I just kind of made the most of the space. Like, I'm surprised how much I squeeze out of it, you know? Alright, it's printed. Already 9% done, so let's get on with the mod. Let's see. Definitely don't want to screw anything up. Apparently you don't have to lift the pad, which is nice because, you know, lifting pads on like these kind of things is a really annoying process. I had to do it for the SNES when I installed the Super SIC chip, which is basically a chip that allows you to switch between 50 and 60 hertz and that kind of stuff, even automatically. But I had to lift the pin on that one, and it wasn't. It's kind of a nerve-wracking experience, you know, especially if you didn't have fine tools, which I didn't at the time. I think I even, like this tip that I had, I don't think I had that back then. All of this stuff, I had this soldering iron, that's it. But I got it done with this tip somehow. Yeah. But I don't think we need to be lifting. We do need to be removing a resistor. So that's going to be easy enough. I think I might use the heat gun for that. Would make sense. I need SMD resistor 30 or 35. Where's that? Oh, that's over here. Space some time. Yeah, time definitely. I definitely don't have enough time to do any of my hobbies because I have so many hobbies, you know, ADHD thing. But I've grown into it. You know, my desk's over here, my PC's over there, my gaming and TV and stuff over there, VR. I feel like during the course of 1 year, I cycle like through this entire room. Like I'll be over here, I'll be over there, and I feel like I just kind of like cycle through the hobbies as I go. You know, I feel like I don't have enough time for any of the stuff that I do, but that's never gonna change because I'm always gonna be wanting to do a lot of stuff. I keep getting new hobbies as well, so you know, at least it's kind of like in the same ballpark. You know, as long as it most of the time, as long as it has anything to do with technology, you know, that's where it's at for me. So yeah, this resistor connects to the red LED, and so that's going to be disabled because the pin that's going to be driving is going to be used for something else, so we can remove, or like, you know, so that because Marx has removed a lot of the hacks, and this will solve it. Told you SMD is a pain. It depends. If you have a hot air record thing, you can just kind of put flux on it and a little bit of solder, and then just like heat it up, and you know that's kind of how it works. But yeah, it does require some patience. Also, I would say maybe a steady hand, but that's not fully true. I've explained it in the past. I really often don't have a steady hand. Like it's kind of fine now, but you can see that I'm shaking a little, right? I always have this going on. And it gets worse. But I've been able to do any projects regardless of it, so you don't really need a steady hand. I just, like, things change to, like, day to day for me. Like, some days I want to be doing this, and I know if I don't finish it, I want to be doing something else today, so... Anyway, that's kind of also why I wanted to do this project today, and, like, the PlayStation thing yesterday, because I feel like if I streamed it, that would encourage me a lot. And it's also, like, a project that I can pump out in one stream. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and 3D printing has been added to the hobby list now, but that kind of, like, ties into a lot of other stuff. It's been so useful to have one of these, man. Okay, so I removed the OR35 resistor. So there's a few ways I could do this. I could use the heat gun, but that does leave the risk of accidentally knocking over other parts, especially if you don't have a steady hand. But that would be an easy way. These are really fucking small, by the way. That's like 1 millimeter by 1.5 at most. So yeah, that's probably not going to pick up very well on camera, but it is really, really small. That's what she said. Anyway, I'm gonna start by making sure I got the right one, and then use some Kapton tape, which is the heat resistant one. Where did I put my Kapton tape? Oh, there it is. I got a good collection of tapes here, man. Probably also get some scissors. Okay, ground plane, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna need some scissors. See me trying to squeeze in here. Like, that's the one luxury I don't have over here. I don't have a lot of space. I definitely don't have money to rent something bigger. We're making it work, you know. I use my drawers here as a laptop stand and stuff. It's cozy, it's fun, you know. I definitely want to tape over the LEDs. LEDs nuts. And probably also over the other one, but it's millimeters that I'm working with here. Like, it's gonna be hard to put tape on. This is not very sticky tape, so as long as it's like somewhat protected, I'm gonna be happy. Hopefully, you know, this could be a very easy job if things just happen the way it does, but you know, one little slip up and that other SMD resistor is gone, and then I have to solder that one back in, and that wouldn't be fun. Or I would just have to deal with not having a light anymore, and that also wouldn't be very fun. So, oh, it doesn't want to be there. I really wish I had some more like sticky Kapton tape. I don't know if that exists, but this stuff really doesn't stick. I'm gonna need to cut that down finer. It's just not gonna stick where I need it to be. Yeah, that was F8. I believe that's a Timber Alls tune. I should know because it's one of my all-time favorite games. Oh my god, please. Please, little tape. Get in place. Alright, so I'm kind of covering the other. Oh god, it's not sticking. It's gone. It's fucking gone. It would be nice to have a tool for this that you could just put over there, but I guess it would need to be very custom. I can't 3D print one, because it would need to be very heat resistant, you know? So now, unfortunately, I feel like it's covering the actual resistor a little bit too much. Maybe... So since this is a simple removal job, so you say simple, I'm gonna heat up the soldering iron. I'm gonna try to do it with just a soldering iron. If I destroy the resistor, no problem. I won't have to reuse it again. Let me just double check one more time. R35. Yep. And this is definitely R35. You might see the top of my head for a bit because I'm gonna have to lean in real close. So the first thing I'm going to try, I'm just gonna put soldering iron on it, see if I can get it loose. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna maybe add some flux, maybe some extra solder. But this is really, really close together, like sub-millimeter spacing between the parts, which means bridging is a real risk. Pull the whole trace off. See, the thing is, I will need the trace, because if the trace gets broken, I will have to solder directly to this FPGA over here. And I've done stuff like this before, but it's not fun. You have to count the pins, you have to be really sure about it, and then you have to, you know, solder the right pin with a really thin wire and make sure that doesn't break off, and make sure it doesn't break off the pin itself, because then it's completely fucked. But it's possible. So, but yeah, I really would like to not do that. Only the second piece would stick, man. Alright, see, so this is the one upgrade that I really like. There's a few, but this is a really old solder iron. It's great. It's not temperature controlled though. It heats up to whatever temperature was set up. It works. I think you can adjust with this knob, but I've never done it. But it takes a bit to heat up. I would like a faster one with temperature control and with swappable tips, but that's like in a 500 euro range, and I definitely don't have that spend. I can definitely not justify that right now. Other upgrades that I would like is a decent fume extractor. I have this thing. It's not really an extractor as much as it is a filter, and it doesn't really work that well. And a microscope, but I feel like having a cool digital microscope would be very nice. Also, I do not have any more space here, you know. I could probably make it work because, you know, they use an arm and, you know, but like, yeah. And again, that's gonna be very expensive. Feel if it's hot? That seems hot. Whoa. So I definitely have the right one. This is very interesting, but also concerning. If I touch my soldering iron to the R35 resistor, the red LED will light up a little bit. I don't really know why that is, because this is not connected to anything else. Like that's just... I've never seen that happen. It does it every time. There's no way I can capture this on camera because it's really faint. If I touch this resistor, it will light up. Oh, and a new soldering iron. You have like SMD soldering tips, which have like 2 prongs. That would be so fucking... Kind of like trying to nudge it and hope that it comes loose. I do have some wick, but there's so little space to work with. I'm not really confident that I can like wick it up. Yeah, soldering pliers, that's the name. That would make this a real easy job, you know? It would reduce any of the risk as well. Layers are getting down well. I don't even watch the first layer anymore because I trust this printer so much. It really works well. I'm gonna put on a glove because otherwise I will burn myself. Try to wick some of it up. I can remove all the solder on this side. I could just do the other side and push the SMD off. Yeah, imagine building one of these. So it is open source. You can do that. But also, like, they aren't really sold at a premium. Like, the cost that you would have for building one yourself really is pretty close to you buying one. So all the time that you spend on that, you really have to want to do it, you know? Oh, by the way, there's also like Chinese clones you can get because it's open source, but really, please support the people that make this. With a heat gun, this would be easier, but I'm not going to risk that because the LCD is here. Those are pretty sensitive to heat. Yeah, I'm not going to risk that. I'm smelling burning plastic. I think I nicked the side of this a little bit. Let's get... Oh god. Let's get some of this on. That usually helps. The roll is almost empty. I got a new one, but I've had this one for over 20 years now, and it's almost running out. I can promise you I won't cry if that happens. It's been with me so fucking long. Look at the state it's in. I've had this for 20. I've had this for more than 20 years. Yeah, a lot more probably. Crazy how long like a roll like that lasts. Oh. I think it went. Yeah. Right, it's gone. But it's gone because I don't see it anymore. Like, not that I need it, but there we go. It's either gonna be one of those things that I'm gonna find straight away, or we're never gonna see it again. So it's now in this tray. It just teleported into another dimension, man. Does not seem to be upon my person. Yeah, that thing's gone. We're never seeing that SMD resistor anymore. Alright, sweet. It looks like the pads are still very intact. Great. Still seems fine. Captain tape helped a lot, because otherwise those LEDs would have been dead. Alright, so that's step 1. Now we need to add a wire between PVP7002, pin 25 last in the loop on the side, and FPGA antipad of the removed resistor. So the FPGA antipad, look up which one that is. Oh, this one, because that pad has a lot of solder already on it, so it will make it very easy to reattach something. So I got a bunch of wire. I'm gonna need some real fine wire. So I'm gonna open my drawer with the sorted length of wires. This is an actual thing that I have, by the way. I remember that was a joke in Futurama. I actually have a drawer like that. The sorted lengths of wires. It must have been written in by someone else that also had that going. I got a roll of very, very fine for SMD. Very thick, right? It's way. I haven't used this spool since I upgraded my SNES, and that was like 10 years ago. Something like that. But this one's pretty fucking fine. 0.8 millimeters. That's the outside. The inside is... I think that's the inside. It says... Quite a Schnitt. 0.05 millimeters squared. And then Außen diameter 0.8. It's assorted, but it's not very sorted. You know, it's just in there. Oh sweet, my X station is on the way. So I've got a PS1 right now with a PSIO cartridge to play mod games, but the dude that made PSIO is a real fucking asshole, and he screws over his customers by adding DRM. And they get cloned anyway, so but he's a real asshole for a lot of reasons, and I'm so sad that I supported that back when he wasn't, because that was a great product, but he hasn't done any updates in 3 years because he keeps wanting to add TRM and it's not going anywhere. So I'm gonna remove that mod from my PS1 and I'm gonna install an X Station instead. I'm gonna throw that thing in the trash. I'm gonna do a very angry stream/video on that as well. Because fuck that dude. I got more wire. So I only need to add a wire between the pin. I do not need to lift the pin, which is very, very nice. I think the pin might just not have been connected then. Yeah, it could be. Let me see. So pin 25 left on the side. So that's the only steps of this. Oh wait, hang on. PVP 7002. That's this thing. What is that? Is that a ARM processor or something? PVP. Wait, is that? Maybe that's like a signal processor actually. That will make a lot of sense. Oh yeah, video processor. Texas Instruments 888/10-bit video and graphic digitizer with horizontal PLL. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, how's the case? Pretty well. We're 46% done. Cool. So, I mean, unless I fuck up real hard, like the entire kit is not going to be done by the end of the stream, but that would be cool if I could, you know, assemble that on the stream. Okay, so now I need to know the exact pin. I do have a picture of it. So it's this thing, and this is the picture. So it's the last pin on this side, which looks like it should be this pin right here. So that goes there, that checks out. Let me check if the revision is kind of the same. It is. Yeah, very familiar. God, these pins are so freaking tiny. I'm not even gonna bother counting them because it should be the last pin. Luckily, whomever assembled this, like this is kind of like a twist like this way, which moves it away as far as possible from this pin. So that'll make it a little bit easier to solder. We don't have masking. I got some masking goo that I can put on, and then like pure with ultraviolet. Because if I put Kapton tape on here, that might not stick around too well. But I kind of also don't want to glue this up too much, you know? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and then on the other side... Oh, so the pad that I will need to attach it to is this pad. And that was the one that I said had a lot of solder still on it. So that'll make my job a lot easier. Let's see what kind of length of wiring. I'm gonna leave some slack. This should be more than enough. And let's strip it. Just a little bit. Might even be too much. It's like 2 millimeters. That might even be too much. Definitely is. Put that down. A lot of these tools as well, I just inherited from my dad. Do the job well. This end's a little bit longer, so I might use that for the pad because I have a little more play up there. This part, yeah. So let me double check. Adding a wire, 25, the last on the side. Not need to be lifted. Cool. I don't think I need to be doing anything else than just pin this and try to apply it and take it down. Always with the smoke, it always goes straight to your face. I don't know why. It must be like a static thing, right? Like wherever you're sitting, the soldering smoke will be like face seeking. I fucking swear. Something static like this. This is such a useful tool. This is one of the first things I actually printed out. So useful. quite a lot of solder. Alright, here's the plan. I'm gonna try to put Captain tape on it. I'm gonna cut it out to where hopefully I could only have that one pin visible, which could be really hard to do, but if I do that, it would make the rest of the job a lot easier. It's already stick. I'm gonna try to snip out one inward. It's kind of an insane task, but this will work. This is definitely in that realm where it's really hard to tell if I actually, if I actually did it right. That looks right. Now the next to it is mostly covered. That one's exposed, and like the pad or like the space next to it is also covered. That should be isolated anyway, but I mean there's traces on there. I don't want to accidentally open one up. Let's see. In this way, I wouldn't know how I. I don't know if my, I don't know if these pins are like, it would be hard to get two of these out, like measure. Like, I kind of want to do that afterwards anyway, just so I know these aren't making contact. The thing is, I do want to keep this Captain tape in place, which means I won't be able to. But I do. I'm gonna get some stronger tape. I'm gonna tape it to where this is touching the exact pin that I needed to be touching. I'm gonna err on the side of caution, move it away from all the other pins, so it's like attached to the right. If I can get that going, we're in for a good time. Just get some this tape maybe. 63%, 22 minutes left. like you have to really train your eyes to do stuff like this, because once you start getting so close to that, you have to like almost be able to control like how your eyes focus because it's so fucking hard to see. I do have like this thing which kind of zooms in on that, but I would really love a mic. Honestly, I think this is fine. I'm gonna go for it. I don't know if that's the strongest, cleanest connection, but it does seem to be a connection. As far as I can tell, it's not bridging to the other side, which the tape should have prevented, but it's really, really hard to see. I could try to use the magnifying glass. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to count the pins so I can be sure. Maybe like it does seem like it's definitely not touching pin 24, but it also seems like it's pretty far away from twin 25? Pin 25. But here's the thing, there's no other path there. As far as I know. It's making contact with something. I don't really have more ability to measure. I'm gonna just have to call it and say that this is fine. Yeah, honestly, I'm quite confident. I'm quite confident that there's no bridge in there. Cool. So that was probably the hard part. Now comes the other hard part, like attaching this, which is gonna be a little bit easier. Are you gonna have to wait? Hard to see. It really depends on the glass. I really do think this one right here, like, it's big enough that it allows you to see in stereo as well. It really works well. The one that I have for head mounted is kind of like a lot harder. This actually, like, when I took this out, I was like, why wasn't I using this? Because this, I need to get some dust off this though. God, I hope this thing works because I do love it. I would not like to blow it up. You know, I will be getting the Pro eventually when it's available and I have the money and that kind of stuff. But I would also like to give this one a new home after that, you know? Okay, so here's the plan. Cut off a little bit more of this. Try to put more tin on that. Always for the face, man. Always. Straight for the face. And let me just double check. Yeah, we do want the path that's over there. Wait, hang on. So they're telling us the FPGA and patch of the removed business store. So, like, the side of the LED, like the LED is the connection is severed, the LED connection is this way, this goes to the FPGA. And we do not need to cut any traces, so that means they probably in firmware disabled that, or they will disable it. Because you don't need to do it as, like, you don't need to upgrade the firmware first, I guess it doesn't matter if two of the FPGA pins are connected together, because that's what's going to end up happening, right? Yeah. You definitely don't want to waste to the cut. Huh. Yeah, alright, I guess it's fine. Look at this guy, didn't just get the RetroThink 4K. No, man, I can't afford that. Can't afford that shit. $750. you know, it's probably a really awesome thing, but breathing so loud here. Okay, so if I can clip this in place, this should be easy. I'm gonna grab one of these, you know, the normally closed ones. The other side of the bag. Looks like it's set for a breaking. Going in, I might get this out. Keep pulling. All right. I bumped into this. Am I the first tech VTuber, by the way? That would be pretty cool, you know? I haven't seen anyone else do this, so... Usually VTubers just do gaming. Be some flux there would have helped. I think it worked. I'm gonna prod it, but not too hard that I whip off. Alright, sweet. Pretty clean. I don't know how well you guys can see that from up there because it's very tiny, but at this point I could probably also remove some of the tape that I'm using to hold this together, but I figured why not leave it there. I'm gonna fully trust that this connection works because I don't think I have a good way of measuring it. It's not like I can. Hang on, let me see. The pin that I could be measuring to this side is kind of very obscured, so I don't know if that would be a thing I could do with the tools that I have. I'm gonna turn this thing on. The reason this is open, by the way, is because it's always on, and I have to do this until I fix it properly. So I can't turn it off. It just won't turn off anymore. So just do it this way. Maintenance rate. Test points at the bottom, maybe, but like in the tutorial, they didn't really list anything about test points. And so it is using, like, we're connecting to an FPGA pin that was not being used before, which is why we don't have to lift it. So there's probably no test points because there's not going to be any traces. Right, speakers in that part, so I won't be able to do that. Isn't it even responding? That's weird. Oh, you'll be able to see. See, this is definitely not fine enough. That works, but I'm not fully convinced that I'm not touching the wire instead of the actual pad. You know what one trick is that I could do that I've used in the past? Remove one of these leads. And one of these instead. So this is not going to grab because it's way too big, but what I could do is grab a really thin piece of wire, like this one. Be long enough that I have some flexibility with it. I can spare it, it's 25 meters. Strip that. Some long one over here. Solid. And up in this way. So it doesn't split. There, so now should be able to measure between those. Yeah. trying to test the pin next door as well. I'm not fully convinced that the pin next to it isn't making contact. Looks like the print's done, at least for the bottom half. The rest is next up. So it's still, the bed's still 50 degrees. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down below 40, and then I should be able to remove it pretty easily. I'm gonna fully remove the cap. Honestly, now that I look at it without the Captain tape, there is a definite chance that it's touching 2 pins instead of 1. So I'm very glad, you know, I measured. There's no way it's only touching 1. I'm gonna redo this. Came off really clean. There's no like bridging with soldier going on that we have to remove. There is a lot of soldier on the pin that we need to use. That's also good. I'm gonna cut this down. So even with this wire being really thin, it's still pretty thick. More Captain tape here. I think if I can just put it straight on there, I'll have a better view of it. test points here. Yeah, as far as I can tell, that pin is not connected, which makes a lot of sense. Now, pull it in place like this. If I can hold it down in place like that and put the soldering iron down, which I'm gonna use Ghost because otherwise I'm gonna burn myself, then we're cooking. Thanks, Cass. It's on there, but I didn't like how it was split. I wish I had thinner wire. It's starting to split. Do have extra room to work. This that might. This one, 42 degrees. Generous with between like two. I can't tell if that's not bridging or not. It could be fine. Okay, that's definitely bridging. Let me just double check. I've removed the wire now. With the wire removed, it's not making contact, so that's good. So it is like this whole... But you did say like you don't need to lift the pin. What I could try to do is lift the pin. If I lift the pin, I could put Captain Tape under it. I would be sure that it wouldn't be hitting anything else. I would be risking detaching the pin, which would ruin basically the ability to do this mod. It would still work as it did before. I wouldn't be able to use the new firmware. It feels like a risk we're taking, huh? It'll be easy. I'll give it a try. Good night, Croqueta. Thanks for stopping by. It's not very eager to be lifted. Anyway, the bottom part of the print is done. I'm gonna retrieve that and we'll check the result out and then start the next part. This looks clean, and I'm very glad I used this filament because look at that. That is such an amazingly clean print. Like the outside as well, like the texture on the outside is just perfect. There's this one little tree support, it looks like it printed perfectly. Let me queue up the next part. Settings. Filament. See, this probably won't need any support. Does like do a brim for it. But that's fine. I think a brim would not be a bad idea. Sports, print plate. 36 grams sand. Let's see, huh? Look at that. Look how well that fits. Oh, yeah. So, interestingly, this is made for the HDMI version, so I'm gonna have to like cut away some material here, and I'm gonna just do the same on the top. But yeah, that's fine. Not ideal, but fine. It looks like the big connector was the VGA one. Yeah, over here I'm just gonna have to get rid of this part basically. You know, if I had known this, it would be pretty easy for the slice to do this, but I'm committed to it now. It's what it is. I could cancel this though, but you know, what is it gonna look like? Yeah, it'll basically be like another snip job. You know what? Hang on. That device is preheating. I'm gonna stop it. This is check top part. Yeah, so that's the VGA side. It's gonna be altered, and the other side, I could just do a negative cube. Negative cube. Assemble one object and then make the cube each side negative. Alright, it looks pretty decent. It's a quick job. It doesn't have to be too clean, but there was a lot more material on the other side. Like, you'll notice the snipping, you know? Like, it's gonna be noticeable. I can melt it away a little bit, clean it up a little bit, maybe with a file. But it was just like this little part that I had to cut out. On the other side, there's a lot more that I have to cut out, would have to cut out, so... Which I just did. Not only does the printer have to print a little bit less, it's not going to matter, but a little bit less, it will also just fit. There we go. Let's do this first. You know, this will be a nice break from trying to get the spin where it needs to be. Also this one, I'm just going to remove that as well. Just trying to sand some of it off. Get the Dremel out, that would do it, but I don't want to set up the entire thing. PLA isn't like, this is sturdy material, man. It's not easy to sand. Hey, thanks for following. The thing with Ultra and 3D prints after they've been printed though, it's not going to matter that much here because these walls are pretty thick, so these are probably solid walls, but usually you have a thing called infill, which means that the inside of this won't be 100% full. Not just because it would be less to print, but it also might prevent warping. So you can choose how much infill you want, but if you start sanding and cutting things off, you might just end up with like an open area, which you can kind of see over here. But also if I sand something this thin, it might just like by the friction just melt together. It might be fine anyway. It's not going to matter that much. Oh yeah, I cleaned it up nicely. So on the outside it looks pretty fine. On the inside there's a bit of a mess, but if that's not going to be in the way, we're not going to notice it. Yeah. It is kind of in the way, a little bit. But maybe not enough to matter. You know, I could squeeze past there. I'll have to see when the top half gets done printing, but that looks fine, and it's gonna, oh man, it's gonna look, look, wow, it's gonna make it look so much cleaner than it was before, and it's gonna prevent dust from forming. At least as much as it was before, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna get this down a little bit more so it's a little bit more even. I need a little bit of coarser line. I say a little bit, this is very coarse. I can smell the PLA because of the friction. So yeah, you can see the inside now, but you can only see it from the inside. That is pretty clean. I'm happy with it. Like a glove. Like, yeah, like this part isn't really exposed, and maybe I should expose it. I will. A little bit more. It feels good doing a project like this, like, you know, things that you really care about, like the OSSC has served me very well. Just giving a little bit more love. And while I might be upgrading to the Pro when I can, yeah, this will just go to someone else. I'll just sell it. They'll be happy with all the upgrades that happen to it, you know? Pretty good on the outside. Sweet. Look at that. That is, I won't say completely flawless, but yeah, pretty damn near. Very clean. Very clean. All covered in PLA dust. Luckily, my pants are the exact same color as the material. Anyway, so the rest of it is printing, takes an hour. Like, I still need to print butts after that. Let's finish what we were actually supposed to do. So getting a pin lifted would be very good. It just would be hard for me to do that without trying to, well, try not to break. I tried to do it with masking material. It's just, I feel like it would make such an enormous mess. I wouldn't be able to measure the pin next to it, so I wouldn't, still not for sure. Just gonna have to try again. Just solder it down and see. We can, not a lot of damage we can do by just trying over and over again, so we'll get it. As long as I'm careful. I will. Some stuff. Okay, like I can see right now, I know it's not touching the other pin. So if I can get it over if that connection is solid enough, I am 100% convinced it is not touching the other pin. So let's find out. Tip of my improvised probe is a little bit thick, so I'm gonna see about reducing it, maybe using some tweezers to drive it. Alright, I am convinced. I am convinced that is not touching the second pin and it is fully touching the first one. I'm good. I'm good with this. And I'm happy with that. So that should be it for the mod. All we need to do is flash the firmware. I'm gonna see about where the hell I left my SD card. Otherwise, I'll grab a new one. But I don't know where that's gone. Because it is gone. Alright, this thing won't turn off. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, so just gonna disconnect the battery. Make some more room. Still connecting. Alright, that makes sense. I might do another stream where I fix this thing because that would be good, you know. Oh my god, this connector is also. It's a few decades old. Oh, there we go. I could put it in backwards. Wedge that in with the screws. Oh, okay. That turned out pretty clean, and oh my god, I'm so in love with the new case. I'll wait for the rest of that to be finished printing. Right. So hang on, which is on and which is off? I do not remember. Maybe it doesn't matter that much. I'm gonna see if I can find the SD card because it might be in the box where I stored it. I'll be right back. No, not a chance. That Z card is gone forever. Oh, right. Hang on. I still had it removed for supports, Philly. Work. There we go. Real clean job with the supports as well. That's where the SD card should go in. So I'm seeing right now, but like it doesn't fully line up, and that might be because of the DVI connector. Yeah, I'm gonna need to I'm gonna need to shave away a little bit more material here. It's gonna be annoying to do because I don't have a lot of room to work with. And this one isn't really the best. Hang on, I might be able to just cut it away. Yeah, that's lining up a lot better. Look, it's still not exactly perfect. Maybe that's just the nature of, you know, tolerances and GD, but I'm sure if I force... I'm sure that once I start forcing the screws down there, it'll just align and it'll be fine. More couldn't hurt though. Well, you know, hopefully it'll turn out and I won't have ruined it. Hey, Salters. Alright, that's a lot better. So now it aligns fully with screw holes. Look, even on the outside, you can barely see that I had to cut away all that material. Did even do a little bit more of this, and now it'll be even straighter. So I am a perfectionist. pretty clean. Pretty clean. Cool. Yeah. Sick. Alright. I'm making... So, this is the OSSC open source scan converter. And recently they brought out a new firmware update that required a hardware mod. It basically gives you some features from the Pro version for free. Well, you have to do the mod, which I just did. If you don't know what this is a thing to connect old consoles to HDMI or DVI. It will upscale it. Very low latency, like 1 frame. No, not even 1 frame. I think it's like 1 scan line or something. It's insane. It's very low latency. You can also add scan lines to it and that kind of stuff. So what I've done today is do that mod. I'm now going to do the firmware upgrade. And also, like, the case that it comes in is basically just these things. I've just 3D printed this. The other part is still in the printer. And yeah, I made a case for it as well. Clean. Alright, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna plug it in. And see if it explodes or not. And then upgrade the firmware, hopefully. Yes, I don't think you can do anything wrong. Order of update mod does not matter. It's possible to upgrade. So as long as I didn't fuck it up, it should just work. Right? Right. Okay. I'm so fucking confident. You can hear it in my voice. Huh? Okay. Let's do it. Let's just plug it in. We'll see what happens. Oh god. Here we go. It's doing normal stuff. So the green LED still works. The red one will obviously not. It doesn't seem to be screwed as I can see it right now. You know, obviously not connected to a console or a TV. I will have to test that later. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything weird, so that's very good. So next up, I'm gonna grab an SD card and I'm gonna upgrade the firmware. Here we go. This is the smallest one I could find because it's not going to need a lot. Basically, the SD card is used for storing config files and firmware upgrade. And that's it. So this little SD card should do. Let me download the firmware. This is all still in beta, by the way. But, you know, I like living on the edge. Is there anything on this card that I can't delete? Where's the print tool? It's coming along. It's looking pretty good. Version 1.08. This part to make sure that it's fully clean. this part. Wait for it to enumerate all the disks. It's always so scary when you clean a full disk with disk bar because you could accidentally wipe, you know, your whole hard drive if you're not careful. But, you know, I just double check, you know, is it 4 gigs? List disk, select disk 1, list disk. Disk 1 is, yeah, 3000 something megabytes clean. Create part primary. And then I need to know which file system it's going to use. It's probably going to be FAT32. Yeah, it seems to be FAT32. Wait, how do you actually upgrade the firmware? Do I just need to dump it? I might need to flash that to a card, which is why the card wasn't in there. That might have contained the previous firmware. Let's see. OSSC firmware update. It might not actually need a file system. Yeah, using Etcher software. So yeah, it has its own. It's just like straight raw image flashing. So I'll get Belina Etcher. Flash from file. OSSC 1.08 odd PIM. So the odd extension means that it's the audio supporting firmware. Before, what I have to do is not use that because this doesn't have the audio port. But apparently it should work for this one. We'll find out. Looks like this is not bootable. That is fine. Select target. Is the HC card. Select and flash. Alright, shouldn't take long because the firmware is not that big. And it's complete. Just to be sure, I'm going to do a safe eject. It's a bit of a... It's a bit hard to actually insert the SD card fully with this case, I do reckon. Also, like, the IR sensor is over here, and it does get recessed quite a bit. Like, this is the only opening for the IR. So I'm gonna have to see if that properly, like, still registers your mode, and otherwise I'll just throw this out and just make that bigger. Yeah, cards in there. Let's power it on. I think it should just update by default. Don't need to be doing anything special other than that. See. Oh no, I do think you need to... Hang on, so I need to get my remote. Right here. I just go to the menu. Hang on. not able to open any menus. That might just be the remote that's... Wait, hang on. Doesn't seem to be responding to anything. So that could be because of a few reasons. The remote might just not be set up correctly. But also something could have broken. Pretty sure from what I remember, we used this, you just have to... Yeah, you just have to press the menu button. Wow. I feel like since the LED on this still works, like it couldn't be remote, but I'm gonna replace the batteries regardless. And just see if that makes a difference. Got a pair of fresh batteries. Oh, yeah, it was the batteries. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty sweet to know. Now, this is one advantage that the OSSC has over the RetroTank. All of the menuing can be done on the display. So even if you have your sync set up incorrectly, you can still configure everything. So I think with the RetroTank, you'd always get some sort of image. I'm not quite sure on that. But yeah, it works fine. I'm gonna put it back in the case as well, so I can test how well the remote works. Oh, that is completely fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's completely fine. Like even from this angle right here, it fully detects it. Oh, that's very good. Amazing. Alright, so there is a settings, load profile, save profile. Oh god, I think if you update this, it does wipe some settings. So I'm gonna write all of these down. I had to do last time. Because I do like my settings the way they are. I'm sure a lot of this will have to change, so I won't write down everything. But a lot of the basics I do know about. There is an import settings and stuff, but some basic settings. probably not going to matter too much because a lot of these options are going to be removed. Because a lot of the hacks are going to be removed once this is upgraded. Some basic stuff I still like to write down, like the scan lines, for example. 240 use 5x. 3x generic. I 60i. FX format 1080p. Scan line options. Strength 12%. I don't think there's anything in post-processing, so I can ignore that. Compatibility is probably not going to matter because all of these are going to go. Alright, settings. Firmware update. Validating data, 1.08 odd update. 1 is yes. Firmware updated, please restart. Alright, let's go. 1.08a. Sweet. It's not doing the scan thing anymore that it did before. Maybe that's changed. Oh yeah, so a lot of the settings like scan line and stuff have all gone. So, but there's a whole lot of other settings that I can do right now. And I have audio options, which is not going to matter because it doesn't support it right now. Yeah, that seems like it's a success. Since it reset the settings anyway, I'm gonna also force reset as well. Just so we can be sure we start from a clean slate. Okay, so all that's left now is, well, the print's still going, so I'll still have that to look forward to. That's still gonna take 32 minutes. Plug this in and test it out. I don't know if I can... I should be able to... Hang on. I don't think I have most of my gear set up for being able to properly capture that anymore. But hang on. Let me get my PS1 real quick. Some stuff that I wanted to do with this. I'm gonna upgrade this PS1 to basically be the ultimate thing. I'm not gonna give it HDMI itself because I have the OSSC. But everything else, I got some upgrades right here. So what I currently have is this PSIO. Do not buy this thing. It's the creator is a piece of shit, and it will screw you over. And there's no firmware updates for like 3 years. Get the X Station instead. What this does have as advantage is that you can still use a laser. With the X Station, you lose them. I'm fine with losing my laser. I like having games to collect them. I don't physically need to put in discs. You know, I've had enough experience with that. So I'm gonna replace this with that, the X Station. For now though, I got a few cool upgrades. I got the Memcard Pro. Interesting packaging. So it comes with a manual. So a cool thing about the Memcard Pro is, you know, you can just put an SD card in there and you can store as many mem cards as you have games. If you have an X Station, it will sync with the game. So you just put your games on there. When you start a game, every game will have its own memory card, which is really cool. And you wouldn't have to do anything for it. Just plug this in and it will do it. Actually, yeah, I think that's how it works. So they've also done an effort to put the code in for the PSIO. So that's been done a long time ago. Like I said, the creator behind this is obsessed with DRM and is not putting out any updates, so that doesn't actually work. So, fuck him. Here we go. I like that it looks like a classic memory card as well. You know. At least in color. There we go. It has an LCD, so it has these two buttons so you can select without, you know, if you don't have it automatically doing that. I'm a sucker for keeping all the packages and stuff, so I'm gonna make an effort to preserve this. That's one upgrade. The other upgrades that I had was I got these 8-bit 2 retro receivers. I got 2 of them. So these work for PS1 and PS2, but they don't work for PS2 features. There's there's other versions of this, other manufacturers that I'm going to use instead. There's one in particular that supports DualShock 3 controllers, which are wireless or made by Sony, and they still have the analog buttons, which other controllers won't have. So for my PS2, I will get those instead, and then 2 DualShocks 3, and then I'll have wireless PS2 controls as well. Yeah, so the reason that won't work with these is because these do not actually support DualShock 3s. They support literally every other controller. You can use Xbox controllers with PS1 if you really want to. I think that even the Switch Pro, like basically any controller that you own that is wireless will be able to pair with your PS1 with these, which is pretty fucking cool. And the look, like the color is pretty much on par, you know? Not even pretty much, like that really matches this very well, and yeah. Aside from the red button, I just can't tell. So I know there were a few issues with this, with like firmware, that it wouldn't work with a Memcard Pro. So I might actually need to see if I need to upgrade the firmware on this first. Take it to PS1. Retro receiver. I also got some of these red receivers for my SNES, by the way. I'll be modding that soon. I got replacement motherboards for like the SNES controller as well. So I can use my original SNES controller and make them wireless, which is going to be really hard. So for the PS1 you can also do that, but only for the classic controllers, not the DualShock. Apparently they're working on it. So once they complete that and bring those boards out, I'm definitely going to buy them and I'm going to make my original PS1 DualShocks fully wireless. Now you'll just have like the original experience except wireless, which is really, really cool. It's at 1 AM already. What else? When did that happen? I've had a lot of fun doing this mod though. Like things just broken out and stuff. They got an upgrade tool. I guess that works for any of their software. I don't do like 8bit2 as a company. They have a lot of cool stuff. I really wanted to buy the SNES looking controllers, but they're out of stock. But no, I guess if I can upgrade the ones that I have, that would be cool. Oh, by the way, I think if I upgrade, or like when I upgrade the SNES controllers, that won't just work for an actual SNES. I think you can just pair them with your PS1 as well, with these controllers, or like with anything that you have with your PC and stuff. So that is going to be real hype for emulators. Yeah, and like what usually fails in these old controllers is the wire. We won't have that. Kind of the wires or the buttons that got a little bit corroded, but that's usually a pretty easy fix. Firmware updater. Extract somewhere. I think I can just use PC as well. On the updater. New firmware. Fix the issue that the receiver could not work simultaneously with the memory card. So this is exactly what I was talking about. The Mem Card Pro would draw power, and so with this I would conflict, but they fixed it. There's one other thing that people were complaining about with this, is that you couldn't, like if you use like a DualShock 4 for example, with other types of receiver, there's a few brands of these. You could use the center button or like the logo button on the DualSense, because you can use a DualSense with this, which is insane. But you can use that to switch analog mode on or off. Otherwise it would auto detect, but sometimes it would fail, especially with flash cards like this. So they have a button combo now that fixes that, but that was one of the problems that I had. Unplug receiver, hold the pair button on the receiver, and plug in the USB cable. Let go blink. Alright. So, hold down the pair button. It's blinking. I'm waiting. That's what I'm meant to be doing. There's no like next button. I can try again. So hold down the pair button. LED will blink. It is blinking. But it doesn't seem to be actually wanting to update. Let's see if anyone else has any experience with this. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, right? Maybe I need to hold it for longer. Like, the LED was already blinking, it just changed to green. They do not specify what it should be blinking as. Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna restart this piece of software, but I'm gonna give it admin rights and see if that does anything. So it says connect EB2 device. See, maybe it's a driver issue. See if there's anything in device manager that I can see. Changes, maybe. I don't see anything. So now it's connecting, but that's because I don't have it in this mode that they want me to put it in. Products. Red receiver. Red receiver for PS 1.05 update. Oh, so I'm doing it manually now? Like, it asked me what product I needed to be doing, and that seems to be working. Cool. I'm gonna do the same for the Mempro Pro. Update complete. Sweet. EB2 red receiver, PS version 1.05. Perfect. I'm gonna plug this one. This one's done. I have a second one. I'm gonna do the same thing. See if it'll do it this time for this one. I'm gonna just do the same thing. I'm gonna plug it in so it can detect it. Say update. Unplug. Pair. Plug back in. Oh yeah, this one actually, I don't know why it wasn't doing it before, but now it's definitely working. Update. cool, huh? You could like emulate a PS1 very, very accurately these days, but just like having this hardware and just like upgrade it to the max, where you still have like original controllers if possible, but wireless, and then like all the original video hardware, but to HDMI, just be able to use it. Maybe like SD cards to load stuff. I don't know. This is a big hobby of mine. It always has been. It's fun. This is fun. Alright, update complete. Back. 1.05. Perfect. Okay, so these can go in. These can just stay there. This will also reduce wear and tear on the board. Like, these are very hardy, but it will reduce it. I'll leave a regular memory card in here. Need like 2 of these. So this will still need an SD card. Probably like the 4 gig that I have for upgrading this would be more than enough, but then I wouldn't really have that available anymore upgrading, you know? Like how many blocks do, like how big is a PS1 memory card? Memory card. So, hang on, let's do something. So a PS1 memory card is 182 kilobytes. How many PS1 games exist? 7,918 games worldwide. So if you were to put the entire collection on there of like 7,918 times 8 kilobytes, megabyte, that will be less than 1 gigabyte. If you put the entire collection of PS1 releases that will ever have been made, it'll be less than 1 gigabyte. So using a 4 gig card on this is already way overkill. So yeah, I don't want to plug in a 16 gig memory card. So, I know, it is overkill, but you can make multiple memory cards per game. I think it allocates like 8 or 16 memory cards per game, and you can swap through them if you want. So like everyone can have their own memory card and stuff. But then still, this would be way enough for anything that I'll ever play. So I will use that. Memory card Pro firmware. Let's see if that needs to be updated. Okay, 203. A lot of bug fixes. How do you update this? Follow the instructions here. Download the zip file, extract bin, gig bin, SD card. So I'm assuming this SD card is just gonna need to be FAT32, because you know, we're not going to deal with files that are more than 128 kilobytes in size. Maybe it supports exFAT and stuff, so I think exFAT is a little bit better for like error correction or something, right? Like just in case it needs to be. Memory card, roll, SD card, file. Yeah, MBR with FAT32 or exFAT. So I'm gonna go back to this part. Close this once it loads. How's the printer one? It's getting there. Clean. Each VMC has 8 channels, so 8 games per or like 8 memory cards per game that it can automatically assign. Format FSX FAT. Alright, I'll drop the firmware files. Pretty big, that's a lot of files. Let's move these macOS DS Store things. Where's their webpage on there? Oh, there's like a card browser and like settings thing, like a web app that's just like included on the card, I guess. It kind of does refuse to work, but maybe that's because the card's never run. Oh, actually, no. You know what that is? The MemCard Pro actually does have Wi-Fi, which means I can connect it to my Wi-Fi. I do not have a lot of space to deal with. Which means that I can connect this to my Wi-Fi, and I won't ever have to remove this from my PS1. I could just manage the files and transfer them through Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So that's what that is. So I'll just put it there. And then eject. Be right back. My laundry's done, so I'm gonna have to pull things from the machine. Just take a second. Pro will broadcast its own Wi-Fi network to enable initial setup. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So is that how we're supposed to be doing? Yeah, so there's no other way to power this, right? So you need to power it through the PS1. So I'm gonna hook this up. I should still have a cable, and I'm just gonna power it on. That, of course, I'm gonna make sure the mem card's in there. Or the SD card. Wild. Can that be hijacked to put a PS1 online? Probably, but you would be better off using something like this. I'm sure if you sure there's people out there developing something like that. You have like the link port, right? That could be a fun project if you have way too much time on your hands. Cool, so you couldn't see that, but when it powered up, I forgot that thing has a full OLED display on like that thing. It looks really cool. Like now when I power on my PS1, it starts like pairing modes, like the blue lights blinking, and then the OLED comes on and stuff. Man. Okay, so I'm gonna use my laptop, and I'm gonna connect to the thing that is broadcasting. Here you go, Memcard Pro. Connect. And the default security key. Crazy, my PS1 is now a Wi-Fi host. If only the PSIO did stuff like that, you know? But then again, it doesn't do a lot of our stuff. So no internet secured, perfect. I'll go to the default. And there we go. Wi-Fi setup wizard. Next. So it's scanning for Wi-Fi networks, which I guess it can do at the same time as being connected to this one. That's pretty cool. And I'll put in my Wi-Fi password. Yeah, I have to log into Bitwarden, so I'm not going to type in my Bitwarden password on stream, you know. That would be good. Just saved in the VOD. Please confirm. Press the join button to finalize connecting your Wi-Fi network. Your Memcard Pro will reboot and its access point will be disabled. After you start, you can access the web UI and the device's IP address. You can see the IP address when pressing and holding down the left button on the card until the IP address appears on the display. After booting, it's unable to join. It will fall back to broadcasting the access point again. Forget by doing a factory reset. Join network. It's so cool that they managed to fit that in one memory card, but also that like all the power that's required, which isn't that much, but still, this was made for a controller, you know? And yeah, it does have vibration and stuff, so I guess there's some power to play with. Like the whole mem card controller thing is connected to one power line. It's just cool. It's really cool. Alright, let me go check on the Memcard Pro. I got its IP address. There we go. So you can just like cycle through all the cards. You can upload them. You can grab them from the emulator, which is really cool. Because I could just be playing something on my actual PS1. Then if I go for a trip and I want to continue that, I can transfer it to my Vita or like my phone or whatever. Continue from there, and then when I'm done, I could just upload it back and start again. Will I continue? That is so fun. Cache database missing. Download. Copy the download file to the root folder. Can I do that through the interface? Oh yeah, there's an FTP server. Of course there is. Wait, let me get the firmware updated first. That's what I originally was doing. Update available. Downloading MCU firmware, misspelling. Attempt was made. Line updates. Do not power off the PlayStation. It's really cool that they keep bringing out device like this. You do kind of like have to be on it because often these retro things are like kind of specific, you know. They might be popular, so they might be sold out quick, and it's usually in small productions that they're doing it. But I've had this in the past as well, where I saw very cool stuff pass by, and I was like, you know, usually costs a lot to make these, so they're not cheap, and I wouldn't be able to afford it, or I wouldn't be able to justify it, and I wouldn't buy it. And if you wait like too long, they might never be in production again. So, yeah. You do kind of want to be on it. Like, I think these retro receivers were sold out everywhere, and I had to buy them from AliExpress, and I did have to pay more than it would cost retail from AliExpress, but I was like, I'm not gonna wait till these are out of production or something, you know? I don't know if it was this or the SNES. I think it was the SNES upgrade kit, that was it, yeah. So when the PS1 DualShock upgrade kits come out, I am going to get them straight away. And when the OSSC Pro comes out, hopefully I can, you know, save up enough money to get that as well. Because it already has come out, and I missed it because I didn't know it did. Let me go check how it's doing on the update. Maybe done. It still says update available, but the button's grayed out. No, it's not. So I don't know if I need to reboot it right now, if it's safe or not. What were the instructions again? I don't know if there's anything else there. Like, they don't list. So I think I might be good to reboot, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna reboot it. rebooted and it still works, so that's a good sign. What the? Why did that need to happen, Edge? Alright, let's see if it connects. It's still saying that there's an update available, so it just didn't actually do it. Card Pro firmware. Wait, it says 2.0.3 here. And then if I go to the interface, it says that 2.0.4 is on there. And then it says that there's still an update available, so I'm slightly confused. I'm gonna try it again. I'm pressing update. Oh, the print's done. In GameDB. Web UI, applying updates, do not power off. Let's see, I'm gonna go check it out. It is upgrading firmware, I can see it. There's a cool little progress bar. I'm gonna go check on the... It's almost cool enough. It might be removable. Beautiful, man. I really love this printer. It just makes such clean prints. So here's the cutout that I made in the software itself for DVI. Let's see if that actually fits. It might actually, now that I think about it, might not be deep enough. HDMIs aren't like that high up, and I might still need to grind on it, but we'll check it out. Let's remove the brim first. Oh, and while I'm doing this, I'm gonna queue up the last few parts. It's just for the buttons. I might actually save this one. OSSC. Because I did modify it. And there's button and button ring. That button ring is real fucking small. That's small, but yeah, hang on. So we need 2 of these. Just gonna copy paste. Range. Preview. The following objects have an empty initial layer and can't be printed. Huh. Empty initial layer is there. How is that? What's with the ring thing anyway? This one doesn't have the button ring thing like the original ones. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I don't need it. I'm gonna remove them. I'm just gonna print 2 buttons. Let's you know, what filament should I give this? Because I could give it different filament. So I do have some PETP that's like black. Put some blue, got some blue left. Look alright. Yeah, let's see. These buttons are gonna go in here, right? The original ones were red. Red is one of my least favorite colors in the universe, though. So, don't feel like blue would make that much sense. I have green ones. Maybe that doesn't also make that much sense. I can make them black or silvery. But then this silver, I can make it gold, but I feel like that's too extra for this kind of stuff. You know, fuck it, let's make him gold. Or black. Can't really decide. Alright, I'm gonna get the black. looks like some black metallic filament. Not loaded yet. Let me go check on the mem card. That should be properly updated. Oh, the filament's loaded. Sign it. Slice it. And print it. This should just take 15 minutes. And then we should have all the parts for case. Alright, latest firmware 204. It still says update available, but it must be lying. Yeah, I think it's on the latest firmware though. Let's see. So this is an issue people have been having for like a year ago. Please disregard this for now. It's an error in the web UI. The latest firmware available is this, which you already have. We are pushing an update soon to address this. Yeah, so, I mean, soon is very relative because it seems to be still the case. I'm gonna assume it's updated. I'm gonna reset the PS. Yeah, so it's just a quirk, I guess. I guess you can, you know, it's nice that you can push an existing firmware, but it's just not made very clear as to what that is. Like, I have no idea if there's an actual update now. Alright, load less card when it boots, that's fine. So that's updated. Alright, so that's done. So I need the scan cache, and I need to put that on the SD. So I'll open the FTP server. Fuck it. Admin. We'll turn it off once it's done. Let's open a session in WinSCP. New site. It's gonna be FTP, no encryption. 5 admin. Safe. I'm gonna name that device PS1, which is wild, kind of. Login. Connection failed. 192.168.1235. Yep. Admin. Settings have been saved, right? Yeah. Mem card pro. F. Problem missing. Can't really find a lot of info on this. Like, it seems to be just FTP protocol, not FTP or anything. FTP server, username, password. You need the FTP client. Match the settings on the screenshot. So it's FTP, no encryption, no specific port. Passive transfer mode and stuff, so that could be a thing maybe. It's gonna let me, on Windows is season up. Advanced. Huh. Where's my advanced window? I clicked on advanced and the buttons now grayed out. Actual passive mode, yep. I don't know if there's a limit to one connection option. I think I already had that set somewhere else. I feel like it would have given me a better error if that was the case. Plain FTP, no encryption. Can't really tell. I'm gonna copy the IP address just in case somehow fuck that up, but wow, what's it doing now? TV, no. Admin. No connection could be made because the target machine actively refused it. So that FTP server is not working for me. Alright, I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna get the SD card. Imagine having to update your PS1 memory card. And yet, here I am. Remove the bin files because I don't think they will be needed anymore. Maybe they're what messing with some of the update process. So the scan cache, I guess, just needs to go on the roots. Yeah, to the roots. We do need the firmware file. We'll see. Checked. Okay. So now that I've rebooted it, the FTP server actually works. It's strange though, I don't see the scan cache file on there. Maybe it's not listed. Let's see, card browser. No entries in ScanDB, please refresh by clicking the scan button above. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna disable the FTP. Because it doesn't need to be broadcasted at all. That imagine being hacked. Like your whole network being compromised through your PlayStation 1. That would be fun. And now a real possibility. I'm gonna clean up the brim a little bit more. A little bit better. Let's see if it'll fit. Back to the project. Oh yeah, that fits fine. Like, there is this thing where it's not fully aligned because I kind of just had to guess, but that's fine, honestly. I could like grind this down a little bit more and then this, and then it would line up more better. More better, yeah. Let me make sure. So I want to grind this down, right? I'm not gonna do too much of that. it's fine. Look at it. Oh, that's so much better than the OG case. So I can't close it up yet because I will have to get the buttons in there once they're printed, but they'll be done soon. And oh man, that looks clean. Looks pro. Very happy. Very, very happy. It makes it feel less fragile as well. Alright, so I guess the only thing to test now is that I can actually run. And so I'm thinking right now, because there's a bunch of devices in my signal chain that are not hooked up right now. So I'm thinking, can I actually do this? Can I actually test it out right now? It might be a bit hard. Yeah, I might just call the stream then. Next time I'm back, I'll let you know, but I do think this was a success. It does seem to boot up and stuff. Should be fine, and I really like the case that I made. Alright, thanks for stopping by. That was a lot longer than I expected to do, and I did a lot more than I expected to do with the cards and stuff, but it was something I wanted to be doing anyway. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the raid, Buster, and I don't know when I'll be back, but we'll see. It might be more of a project, because I do have a lot of small projects that I want to finish, and yeah, sort it out.